What's up with y'all? I just want to say welcome to episode 4.
Within a couple months, shit just started taking off from there, really. I commented, I was like, oh, this is my loop, like Space Boy, whatever. Not even a minute later, Jetson had just DM'd me. He's like, oh, let's go. And I was like, okay, well, like shit, like send your number. I got a pack for you. Sound selection is like the number one thing. Toy Suite is crazy. Third party, I've been using Delay Eternity, Portal, Thermal, obviously a little bit of RC20.
Just play something real quick. What that joy sound like? Oh, Brandon, I got it. So if I just do this. Yo, what's up with y'all? Welcome to episode 4 of Straight Sauce. It's your boy, Smooth TV.
Really, nigga?
Man, today I'm linking with the bro Psilo. He's a producer. If you don't know who he is, he's basically signed to Jetsonmade. He got a couple placements underneath his belt. He worked with 18, Vino, and Fredo Bang, man. He's a dope loop maker, bro. His melodies are fire. He's been in the studio with Murder Beats, Wheezy. Hey, he's in the industry. He the next on the come up, you feel me? So today he's gonna be breaking down some loops that he made. I'm gonna also cook up the 2 of those loops. He's also gonna be telling us how he got signed to Jetsonmade, how he's in the industry, how he's moving around. Also, he's gonna be giving a whole lot of melody sauce. So we got a long list of stuff to do today. Let's get straight to it. Alright, man, so we in the building with Psilo. What's up, gang?
What up, bro?
I see you working everybody. You signed to Jetsonmade right now. I seen you working with Murder, Project X.
Yeah, X is really my boy. That's my boy for real, yeah.
Yeah, I think you one of the next producers really on the come up. So I mean, just give us the walk down. You don't have to get deep into it, but just let us know like how you started making beats.
I started producing November of 2018. So it's like a little over 2 years, right? I have been playing piano for as long as I can remember, really from when I was like 8 years old. Yeah, I had started producing in around late 2018, and then I had done drums. I'd done drums for like a year. Didn't really work out, so then I had started making loops, and then really from there, within a couple months, shit just started taking off from there, really.
When did you feel like you was ready? Like, okay, my loop's ready. I could start, you know what I'm saying, let other people hear my work.
I don't even really think I had a point to where I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like my shit's hard enough. Really, I was just sending out whatever like I thought was fire, and if people didn't fuck with it, then it's something you gotta work on, you know what I mean?
So walk us through how you got signed to Jetsonmade. A lot of producers, I feel like signing to producers is the wave. I recently signed to Young Land, and I tell producers like signing to producers is really the sauce, because you basically, that's like a connection, that's a whole plug you got. So walk us through that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had found out about Nico. He signed to us as well, and I had DM'd him like on some random shit. I had DM'd him like a little screen recording of like 3 or 4 of my loops, and I had just DM'd him. I was like, oh, I got some shit for you, like send your email through, whatever. And he had sent his email through a couple days later, and we started working that way. And I would just send shit to his email. Didn't really hear like a word or two back from him. But eventually it was this time that I was in one of my classes, because I'm still in school, and Nico was live on Instagram, and he was like cooking up one of my loops. TP, Jetson, Nico, first class manager, he had screen recorded that, like a video of him cooking up with my loop. He put it on Twitter, and he said like, oh, this time next year, everybody's gonna be saying like Nico's tag, whatever. I had commented under it, and I was like, oh, this is my loop. And Jetson had retweeted it before, so I had commented under it, basically adding him and adding Nico. I commented, I was like, oh, this is my loop, like Space Boy, whatever. Not even a minute later, Jetson had just DM'd me. He's like, oh, let's go. And I was like, okay, well, like shit, like send your number. I got a pack for you.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I had made a little pack for him. I had texted it to him, and ever since then, like right off the bat, he's like, I need you on the team. That's really all the key points that really led up to it.
How do you feel? Because I know, all right, let's be real, man. We know how teenagers is. It's a lot of,
yeah. I
know you probably get a lot of weird DMs and stuff like that. How do you know what DM to take serious when somebody's DM you trying to work with you?
That's a good question. Really, most of the people that I work with, like I work with solidly, like loop makers, people who do drums, etc. Usually I start working with somebody else because one of those people told me to like fuck with this person, you know? And then eventually like I end up just reaching out to them, or they've reached out to me, so and so forth. But really, I just work with anybody who's fire. Like I'll be going live sometimes on Instagram, hit my email, have people send loops, and whatever I like, whatever's fire, really, I just hit them up and just start working them from them. Okay, number one, definitely use like different sounds. Like usually I don't open Omnisphere. Don't use sounds that are you hear all the time. Try to experiment with new shit. 2, I would say locking with one person that's got like an okay amount of connections, because eventually both y'all would grow together. Y'all can get to working together, and it's the easiest way to, you know, like to collaborate and shit. Like I be working with you know who Pilgrim is?
Yeah.
I be working with him a lot all the time. We be on FaceTime cooking up and shit. But really locking in with a person, using different sounds. And number three, don't be too pushy with it. Like a lot of people, and even me, I went through this mistake myself. Like being too pushy with when you send loops out, when you be like, oh bro, you use that pack yet? You use that pack yet? Like even if you're hard, I feel like that's just gonna make people like not even want to open, not even want to use it in general, you know? Just really comes down to just be patient with it.
So when I think Space Boy, like we all know Jetsonmade, we all know how he has that crazy sound. And I know a lot of times producers run into, or what's discussed in the community is like everybody starting to sound alike, everybody using the same sounds. Now, I only heard your loops one time. That's the pack you sent me that we about to work on.
Yeah.
I hear the sound. How do you stand out as far as the sounds you use? Just stand out creativity wise.
Just use different sounds, be like kind of creative with it. And the main thing is like when I make loops, I don't click anything in. I just freestyle it like on a keyboard or whatever, because I feel like if you freestyle it, it's way more like, it's, I don't know really how to explain it, but it's easier to make loops like freestyling it on a MIDI versus like clicking it in. For me, like personally for me, I just be like, really all my loops starting from like a couple months back, everything's just freestyled on a MIDI, and the way that they just come out, I just like it like that. And it's just easier to like put down for me, because it's just something like that you don't even think about too much, like you're just putting it down, you know what I mean?
So I have a Patreon, which is basically a monthly membership where I kind of just show producers how to make fire beats. And I made a post a couple days ago and told them to drop some loops in the Discord. And basically Psilo's gonna listen to those loops and critique them and give some melody sauce on what they could do better with those loops. So the first person is Purpy, who he's fire. I already know his work, so I'm gonna go ahead and play him.
Hard, crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that one's crazy. Who is it, Purpy? I need that. I need him to send me that. That is hard. I need him to send me a pack, really.
Let's hit up this dude, Swifty.
I fuck with those strings that he had come in like right at the end of the bar, but it was a little top line that I wasn't really feeling too much.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling the sax either. I feel like sound selection, because a lot of times, like when I do beat critiques, I tell producers like, bro, don't switch up how you made the melody, don't switch up the drums, just switch out the sound. And if you do that, it'll be 50 times better. How like important is sound selection to you?
But you said what? My bad.
So all that was for nothing?
Honestly, sound selection is like the number one thing. Before I even put a pattern down, the first thing I gotta make sure is I gotta like the right sound down, you know? Usually I'd be going through Contact. Obviously, it's a lot of libraries I fuck with in there. I like Analog Lab 5, and then also basically all the Arturia plugins are crazy. I fuck with those. Another plugin that I fuck with the most that not a lot of people like, I don't know if a lot of people know about it or use it, but it is crazy, bro. It's called UVI Workstation, bro. It is crazy, bro. You could download the plugin, and then it comes with one or two libraries. I don't remember, but it's basically like a Contact type of thing. But on the website, you could go in there and you just create an account, whatever, and you gotta pay for these libraries. But there's these things called suites. Toy Suite, I use that the most, bro. Toy Suite is crazy. Also, what's the other one? I think it's like World Suite 2. That is crazy too, bro.
Do you use any like real instruments?
I use a little nylon guitar. Every now and then I got like a little piano that I be like sampling. I also got this little like ocarina. It's like a flute.
Oh, whoa, man, that look like put it back in the camera real quick, bro. That, you know, the Yeezy shoe, bro. That everybody be that shit so ugly, bro. Just play something real quick. What that joint sound like? Oh, bro, I got it, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Alright, so next, Psilo's finna break down 3 melodies from scratch that he made, and then I'm gonna cook up to 2 of those. So, drum roll, please.
I had started with this. It's just like a regular little like piano progression, super simple. And it just loops, right? And then I had added this onto it. It's just more of like adding more like bounce to it. And then the next thing that we added was it's some like guitar. It's just literally just guitar one shot. See that? And they just reverse. And this is just like, this right here is just more of like a piano hit. So together it's really... This is what I was talking about, the Andy Finnan kit bag. This is the contrabass flute long artisan. So basically it's like a run, you know what I mean? It's like a flute run. And this really turned the whole melody up, bro. Like that is just so, it's just so clean. And then everything, that's really the whole loop to up on my butt.
Yeah, that's only stupid. And it's crazy cause like people think like you gotta throw all these instruments, bro. He threw like 5 instruments in that joint, but that joint sounds so complex, you feel me?
Yeah.
So all I added was an 808 open hi-hat, and then I did throw an acapella on top of it.
You get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it.
That shit kind of fit though. That shit like it goes right with it. That's hard.
You get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it.
A few minutes later.
So like estimated time, like how long does it usually take you to cook up loops?
Used to take me like 30 minutes. And now because I be trying to do like such different stuff, or like when I make stuff that's like has a shit ton of sections, bro, I'll spend 2 hours on one loop, like to be real. Cause I like everything sounding like perfect, like in my opinion. Because you spend a good amount of time on it, then obviously you can perfect it more.
And flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash, and the car came with a blunt in it. Pull up to the spot, living too fast, dropping the dip in the stash.
This is the next melody. So I had started with this little like pluck. Is Jupiter 8 V3, and it's the After Science preset. So there's that, and then I had added this one. Is crazy. I didn't even know like something like this existed, and it's like a whistle, bro. So that's in, oh no, it's in MIDI, and it's literally the Birds preset. And then next thing I had added was the bass line.
What bass is that? That's fucking stupid.
Blue Monday in Jupiter 8. Then together, that's... And then I had added, what is this? Oh, it's like this, almost like the same progression. I think it's the Science preset again. Yeah, After Science. This right here is like it's like a perk loop that was chopped up.
That's stupid. You would have thought that was a one shot or something.
Yeah, it's like a roll up. It's from Bunch of Easel, and then it's the Light Fantasy preset. I think I just pitched this one down. This was the finished loop. This is the next loop we got. I even use arcade in here. I don't know why people be like clowning arcade. I started out with an analog lab progression. And this preset, saturated sine. The next thing I put in, same thing. It's like almost like a muted pluck type of thing. Russian Kareem. So what I did here, the same chords. So this is like an arpeggiation, right? What I did was I took all the chords that I was hitting there and I turned them into like little plucks, like a little chord progression instead of it like kind of going up and down arpeggiating. I I'd added this little arcade, and I also added these vocals. What I like doing is I don't really like too many sounds hitting at the same time. So you see right here, it had extra here. I just cut that out, so this one has room to hit, you know. And then the vocals come back in. And then the little switch up. Different vocals right here too.
So are you like big on processing, like effects and stuff?
Honestly, not really. Again, it just goes back to like the whole sound selection part of everything. I feel like that's the biggest thing. I made these loops were made in FL, right? But now I use Ableton because it's so much easier to record like live. I've been using a lot of Ableton defaults. My favorites are like the ping pong. It's like a ping pong delay. Their stock reverb is crazy. Other effects that I use that are like third party, I'll be using Delay Eternity, Portal, Thermal, obviously a little bit of RC20, the S1 Imager Stereo. This one's crazy. So basically it's just an imager really. It'll take the sound from being like in the center and then it'll branch it out to where it's like wider. This is like the vocal chain for these vocals. It's kind of hard to explain how to like use this. So basically what I did, you could take like a vocal, right? And this is some sauce too. You take a vocal, put it to a certain track, and then you go in here and then you pull up the MIDI out. And then you put channel 1, whatever. When you select your port, let's say you put like port 5. So go in the mixer track and then pull up a picture. And what you're gonna wanna do, you click MIDI and then port number right here. On the MIDI out that we put in the channel rack, we had put port 5. So we're gonna put port 5 here. And then you basically choose the key that you're in right here, obviously. What it's gonna do is, because you selected MIDI and click port 5, and because we have the MIDI out, all you gotta do is just go into here, and then you can play it as a MIDI. That vocal is gonna be played as a MIDI.
Very, very, very smart.
Oh yeah, that's great.
You work numbers, work wonders. You didn't woke me up from my eternal slumber. I'm the
I wouldn't even have heard Juice WRLD on it. Now that you put it together though, it's crazy. RPG.
I had to rate the cook up 1 through 10. I ate this shit a hard 99. You know what I'm saying? The loops was a hard 99, bro.
It's a mid 125.
Shit, anything you gotta say to any loop makers who's starting, or just anybody who wants to get to your level?
Really, just stay down. Just do your own thing. Try to make stuff that's different. Don't be impatient when you finally make yourself your first little connection. Don't be impatient with it. Don't be pushy. None of that. If you end up being like so pushy to a person, not even like with music, like just in general, like they're not gonna want to fuck with you. Another tip I'd really want to give is, a lot of people say like, oh, music theory is not that important. You could make music without music theory. You can, like, if you have a good ear, but music theory is like, for me, it's like the most important thing. Like, I wouldn't be able to freestyle loops if it wasn't for music theory, obviously, you know. There's a video on YouTube that I really recommend. That one, first one, complete piano theory course, chords, intervals, scales, and more. It's long as hell. It take a couple days to watch it, study it, learn from it. That video is crazy. I love that video. If anybody needs loops, like, y'all could just hit my DM. Also, if you're a fire loop maker, like, hit my DM. It's a PRODPSILO. Psilo on Instagram.
So, well, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, bro.
Hey, man. So, that's it. I hope y'all like this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work into these videos, man. It takes a long time to edit these, man. And thank y'all for watching the whole video. Episode 5 is coming soon. If y'all like this series, man, let me know how you like this series. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Straight sauce? Is it sauce? What's up? All those drums that I used in this kit comes from YB New Pipe It Up Drum Kit. So make sure y'all go cop that. The link is in the description. To use my discount code if you want a little percentage off. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there. But with that being said, man, I see y'all boys episode 5. If you want to catch me, go to the Team Producer Grind channel. Up.